Hey, this is Spoonful of Goodness. I'm Jennifer, and this is my man friend, Steven. And I begged and pleaded for him to be in a video with me with Valentine's just right around the corner. And we have got... Okay, really, I have got something that we want to share. So Valentine's Day is just right around the corner, and most people are not fans of Valentine's Day. I think that it sets up unrealistic views of what a relationship or love is supposed to be about. So every day should be Valentine's Day. Every day you should renew your love for your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, for your children even. Every day you should find ways to go out of your way to show that love for them. And I know that it might get old to always be showing your love, but isn't that what life is about? Isn't that why we wanted to spend this forever with this amazing person? Because you wanted to show them every day how much you love them.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where you just don't think about it. You should just wake up every day and that's your mindset, and it's always 110% for that other person. So then it's never what the other person is not doing.
So we came up with a short list of things that we feel like are important to keep a relationship fresh or a marriage fresh, that have helped us along the way. The first one talks...
Bullet point!
I know, because I'm going to have it pop up below it. Okay, Steven's making fun of me because I am a very, make a list kind of person, so he says to just roll with it, don't make bullet points, but I like to have it organized, so we're going to have a list. First thing that you need to do, and these are not in any such order.
Keep it simple.
No. That's his list, not mine. Okay, this is our list, excuse me. Is to remember each other's love language. Both of our love languages are really different. And I might be showing him love, but he feels loved in other ways, so he doesn't feel loved. For example, Steven, obviously, as you can tell, is a person who is touchy-feely, and that's how he shows his love for you. So if I were to walk by him and didn't touch him in any way, shape, or form, even if it's just something so simple, he's immediately like, well, what's wrong with you? How can I fix it? What happened? What do I need to do? Where I, on the other hand, am... Oh, you fixed my coffee for me before we're leaving in the morning and everything is rush. Those are little ways that I feel loved, about just small acts of kindness. Nothing too...
Hence the video.
Oh, he's showing me he loves me by doing this little video. Check mark. So... You really, and this takes conscious effort, and even though he talked about earlier it should just be something that you wake up and do, I really have to remember, because it just comes natural for me to love the way that I feel loved. So to remember, hey, this is their love language, you need to step outside your box or your comfort zone and do little things to make your spouse or your significant other feel loved. The second thing is a big misconception that I had when we first got together and we were talking about our views on relationships, and I'm like, oh, well, it's 50-50, like, you got to meet me halfway, and, you know, we've got to give and take, and he immediately was very adamant, like, no, both have to go 100%. And I was kind of taken back, like, well, that's bad math. That's really bad math. If you're both going 100%, you're going to pass each other. But with that mindset of, if you had a mindset of, well, I'm going to go 50-50, well, I've given up this, well, then they need to give up that. That's just a bad attitude. That's not the right way to think. You're going to be constantly in a receiving mode than a giving mode. If you're going 50-50, like, oh, well, I have done the laundry, I have done the dishes, I have done this, I have done that. What has he done? Or what has she done? Nothing.
Yeah, instead of making it into like it's not a checklist. It's about finding those moments when you're in throughout the day that you're always thinking about that other person. It's being a servant to that other person. And that's just the way that I've approached our relationship and things that I've learned. And I mean, you just wind up, you're here to serve other people, and most often you're here to serve your significant other. So.
And something else that I feel like that I really have to check myself, especially being a teacher, and I feel like that I serve all day long. I've given of my time, I've given of my patience to 150 students walking in and out of my classroom. And so my family shouldn't get the crappy end of the deal, because they're at the end of the day and all that's been gone. They should get the best of me, and my spouse should get the best of me, not the worst of me. So you've just got to kind of replenish and be like, hey, this is my family, and they should get the best of you. Thirdly is to enjoy doing something together. Whether that something is y'all both like to go out, y'all both like to go try out new restaurants, or go see movies, or go listen to live music, or
watch a movie at home.
Yes. Me and Steven are both aware that that we like to, we're homebodies. I can't wait to get off of work and just come straight home and sit and stare at each other. But even if you have to come home for whatever reason, or that you're just homebodies, find something to do that y'all like to do together. Find something new to learn.
Watch a documentary.
We watch lots of documentaries. Definitely, I can tell that I'm getting older, because the time that I have that's so precious, in that time I really want to be bettering myself. So in that watching TV, I want to be learning something from the something I'm watching. If that something is just gonna make me laugh, or really, television nowadays is just so gross and dirty. I just don't even enjoy it. That you can even watch the commercials without being like, what? Why are they saying that? So some people enjoy time away from each other. Like, yes, they're married to each other, but yet they're like, okay, you go do your shopping and I'm gonna go fishing, or you go hang out with your friends and I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, and they really don't enjoy a lot of time together. I think that some of that is healthy, but too, you need to be making each other a priority and find something that you enjoy doing together and making time for each other.
I think it's you kind of have to approach it. I mean, I figure if you're going to get married, you might as well try to make that other person who you're going to spend all the time with your best friend. So if you don't have that mindset, or that kind of outlook, then it's kind of rewind.
He talks trash, but making videos is harder than it looks.
Negative. Alright, where are we at?
Marry your best friend.
Oh yeah. So anyway, I think you should just try to, I mean, you're going into having fun, or who you're spending time with, or whatever else, and I mean, that person should be your best friend. So that's her.
What a lucky gal I am.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the fourth point.
Oh, was that number 3?
Yeah, that was number 3. This is number 4. There's only 5. It's almost the end. was to have
The
fun.
past 6 months.
So that goes with anything that you're doing. And it's not necessarily something like, oh, you're going to the lake and you're out on the boat. Of course you're going to have fun. But even if you're going to Walmart, and not a lot of people like to go grocery shopping, but you can still make that an enjoyable trip. You have a long car ride and you're going to your son's basketball game. You can still bring up funny memories or something throughout the day that you think that your spouse is going to get humor out of.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to do with the fact that, I mean, you should just approach it as, I mean, you only got so many days, and you wind up try to make every day fun. And every day, like, something didn't go right, and everybody gets caught up in the stress of the day and whirlwind of life, and it should just be fun. And, you know, either there will be tomorrow or there won't. And, you know, just look at it. It's not that big a deal. So, have fun.
Yes. I don't think that God put us here to be little robots and we have these routines and, oh, okay, I've got to go to work and then I have to come home and cook dinner and then the kiddos have to do their homework and let me help them with their homework. Okay, well, hurry up and get a shower. Okay, brush your teeth, go to bed, good night.
And that's part of daily life, but I mean, you know, you just get caught up in that mindset that's all there is, instead of just slowing down and saying, you know, appreciating a simple 2-minute conversation that, you know, you had, and just, you know, absorbing it a little more than what we do.
Okay, so the last thing, he's so smart. The last thing kind of goes into all of them, and it's communication. And some people are better communicators than others, and some people communicate way too much.
What? Me?
No.
You found the root of the problem.
And if you know that you struggle with communication, then you should go an extra mile to make sure that you are telling your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend what's going on. Don't make it a guessing game. This isn't middle school, like, oh, well, I'm not going to talk to him because he messed up like 4 days ago and I'm still hanging on to that and he needs to fix it. Y'all just need, again, going back to living each day to the fullest, and why not just say what the problem is or say what they need to do, whatever, so you can solve it and fix it and then move on. And that goes into having fun with each other, speaking each other's love language, learning about each other, because they're still, I mean, you're constantly evolving and constantly changing. And seeing, okay, well, I used to love to do this, but now I love to do this. So having those conversations with each other and talking to one another. And
I think that talking itself, I think the most simplest part of, you know, the simplest part of communication that people forget is just listening. So be a listener, absorb what somebody's telling you, and just sit there and listen. Sometimes that's all they want, and to know that they hear what you're saying, and then you absorb it and you take it in, and then obviously the next time it comes around, you're not just sitting there talking back at the person to try to get your point over the top of the other one. Just sit there and listen. Be a communicator. It's not all about talking.
yes. And two, about the tone that you talk is big. Most people don't like to be talked down to, but yet they talk down to other people. So most people don't enjoy being talked down to. So if you are telling your spouse something that they did wrong or hurt your feelings, make sure you're delivering it in a way that they are going to be receptive to. If you're...
Right. You can be direct, but I mean, there's a difference between the way you come across, whether or not you're talking to somebody or you're talking at somebody. So.
That's huge. And if you can't not talk at them, maybe you need a little bit more time to gather what you really want to say, because you can't take those words back. You can't unhear things. So just be...
You're going too long.
Oh. We definitely are not preaching at you. This is definitely a thing that we need to hear and that we need to watch and be mindful of every single day. And we definitely do not have it perfect, even though he claims he is perfect.
Try to be.
Sometimes, you know, we just let him think that so he can feel better about himself.
If you're not trying to be, what are you? Mediocre.
I hope you're having an amazing day and this video helps you in some way.
Or at least makes you smile.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah, comments below.
Yeah, add some comments. If you have something that works for you and your spouse, put that below. Or if you're like, hey, your number 3 bullet was trash, you should change it. I've got broad shoulders. I can handle the criticism.
I can't.
Okay, bye.
Peace. Dude. Hurry up. Cutting into my time.
And this is a couples edition, or really, I just begged and pleaded, hey, don't you want to be in this video? With Valentine's Day right around the corner, we wanted to share things that help us keep it fresh.
Every day. Weird.
It is weird. It's harder than you think.
Anyway, go.
So, dang it. Didn't you say so?
Just go.
You just talk.
I did. I'm one-liners.
This is a man of not very many words unless you did something wrong to him, and then you're going to have a sermon. If you ain't doing your job, as in the Patriots, you're going to get an earful from Coach over here.
We come home.